Hello and welcome to another episode of Eat, Smoke, Drink. Today I am doing lockdown DRAM number 3. I'm not doing a daily DRAM because that would just be severely unhealthy. Actually I do want to, but I know I shouldn't. So today I am reviewing the Cadenhead, it's a recent release actually in the last few months. Cadenhead Benrinnes 21yo single barrel. So when you get a gold sticker with Cadenhead, it means single barrel, and this is a 58.7% ABV, 1 of 156 bottles. So that's a 97 to 2019 bottling. So a little background on Benrinnes if you haven't seen my other Benrinnes reviews, which I'll always link more Benrinnes reviews anyway. Benrinnes is a Speyside whiskey, and they still use the old-fashioned worm tub condensers, which basically in a nutshell make your spirit generally a lot more meaty, heavier, more minerally. As a general proposition, a bigger mouthful, okay, a bigger mouthful when it comes to the flavor profile and the mouthfeel, waxy, oily. That's what the worm tub does, and I love worm tubs. There's only a handful of distilleries now that still use the worm tub because it's just something that people phased out, but ironically enough, some newer ones that are opening are choosing to use worm tubs because the flavor profile is so different to non-worm tubs. So anyway, let's get going, and as per usual, one sample with water and one without, and let's get nosing. There's a distinct savouriness to it. Like a minerally, irony kind of smell. There is a saltiness to it that I can't put my finger on. Like a savouriness, saltiness to it. On the back of the bottle it says that they're getting white crab meat, black olives. I'm not getting the olives, but I'm getting the salinity of that white crab meat. I'm not getting the white crab meat as such. I mean, that's quite a weird thing to put on. I'm not getting that. I don't eat that much crab anyway, but definitely has that salinity, and that's quite interesting. The salinity, minerally kind of nature of that. It's sweet, fruity. I can smell like an apple, that's a bruised apple, but also a green apple. I can smell an oiliness, fattiness to it. A bit of vanilla and a sickly sweet coconut, and that is a bourbon cask, but that's where it is. Pretty standard, but it's a really pronounced vanilla smell in there. I'm also smelling a bit of chalkiness to it, some baby wipes, which I know sounds really weird, but you know when you get baby wipe, that alcohol-y, sweet, sickly sweet smell? I'm getting some of that as well. But there is a distinct fattiness to it. And last but not least, I'm getting sandalwood on the nose. Now let's try it with the water. With the water, it's actually becoming a lot more pronounced and the smell is becoming a lot sharper. With the water, that chalkiness comes through a lot more. And with the water, I'm getting a slight flowery smell to it as well. Like literally flower, like not flowery like floral, like flowery, like just a baking flour. Bizarre. But I can't get my head around that fattiness, which smells absolutely delicious, so full. Let's get tasting. There's a distinct savouriness to it, coupled with fruity, just a fruity profile. I'm trying to pick the fruit. Definitely like a overripe pineapple, citrus. I'm getting lemon zest. On the back of this, it's saying orange zest. I disagree. I'm getting lemon zest. Definitely lemon zest. I'm getting a spice. I can't put my finger on what spice it is. I'm getting a slight ginger spice to it. Maybe that's just because I'm Chinese and everything I like with ginger, but no, I'm getting a ginger spice. I'm getting a slight heat to it, like a mild green pepper heat, or like a mild, actually no, a mild, yeah, I would say, yeah, a grassy green pepper heat, but doesn't linger. It's just a quick sharp heat and then it goes away. Well, the mouthfeel is a lingering mouthfeel. I'm getting sandalwood on the palate as well, almost like a sandalwood oil, like an essential oil of sandalwood, just a very, very sweet, almost sickly flavor profile. It's absolutely a mouthful. Waxy and oily, more waxy than oily, but slight oiliness to it. The oiliness I'm describing is more like a lingering mouth coating oiliness. But wow, it's absolutely astonishing. The finish of this particular whiskey is just, it's just never ending. And the more I taste the finish, it evolves. Sweet, savory, earthy, sweet, salinity. It builds on itself. Oh, that is an excellent dram. Excellent, excellent dram. It's just right amount of roughness that makes it delicious, and the right amount of smoothness, quote unquote smooth, that makes it palatable and approachable. So if you like smooth whiskies, this is quite approachable. It's a good one to get. But if you like rough whiskies, or challenging whiskies, it's got enough challenge to stimulate your palate. It's really quite good. Interesting. With water, it takes a little bit of that challenge away, but not to the point where it's fucking boring and it's just lifeless. It is actually really good with water. So I would say right now, I would say right now, just a few drops of water, just a few, because it lets you taste a bit more. The caramel comes out, the lemon zest comes out a lot more. It becomes a lot creamier. I'm getting a little bit of leather in there, some earth. The oiliness actually surprisingly becomes more mouth coating. The finish becomes a lot more prolonged and interesting with water. That's interesting. It's almost like the whiskey itself becomes more viscous and thicker with a little bit of water. And this is what I love about it, is that every whiskey is different. And this one, let's do with water, I reckon that is the winner. Oh wow, what a dram, holy shit. That is exciting. For my dram, lockdown dram number 3, that is absolutely astonishing. Cheers to Cadenhead for that one. And look, I've become a fan of Benrinnes lately. I've been buying everything Benrinnes I can get, whether it's SMWS, whether it's, well, if you can find it at Adelphi's, Cadenhead's, SMOS, whatever it may be. I've been trying to get the especially cast strength Benrinnes. I've been finding them to be very, very interesting. There's a particular headiness to it that most whiskies just don't have. And I love that, and it's just like, it's such a mouthful. Is it a session whiskey? Hell no, it's not a session whiskey. Well, it could be, but I wouldn't make it a session whiskey. I'd probably start on it or finish on it. Cigar pairings, well, I would say, even though it's not a peated or a spicy whiskey, It is a robust whiskey. I would say something oily, and it's just overwhelm your senses. That's what I want to do with this whiskey. I want to overwhelm my senses with it. Something spicy, double Maduro, something oily, a Dominican, an Opus X, something like that. That's what I would recommend with this particular whiskey. Is it a buy? Yes, if you can still find it, buy it. It's a really, really good bottle. And it's not like these are uber rare bottles as such, because you know you'll get more Benrinnes coming out with Cadenhead. They do have regular Benrinnes releases. Single barrel, not so frequent, but this is just a good example of a barrel gone right. And it's, you know, and there's not much margin of error. When you look at a barrel that can only, you know, that's being bottled at 150 something bottles, single barrel, you don't have the margin of error that you would if you're mixing it. So this is what I love about single barrels, is that it can really shine and really tell you what the distillery is capable of. Thank you very much for joining me today. If you're in lockdown, wherever you are, stay safe. Till then, eat, smoke, drink, and if you can get this, buy it, take it, commit small crimes to get it, shoplift, whatever you need to do, just grab it. Thank you very much.